Good morning, I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style on Columbus Day. Happy Columbus Day, everyone. Want to remind you that, of course, it is a federal holiday, so a lot of government offices closed, including your post offices and banks. So you might have to just put off those little trips for the day if you had any plans.
But nice day, weather-wise, to head out and enjoy the day. And we were talking about snoring, interrupting the sleep earlier. Now, I want you to ask Dr. Goebel, is there anything you can do about pets?
What?
Snoring.
What do you mean? Oh, pet snoring?
Because sometimes the dogs get in on the action too, and it's kind of tough to sleep. So
that's funny you said that.
Ask him about that.
I've visited friends or stayed in people's homes like that have pets, and I don't personally have a dog, but when the dog snores, I have to put things over my ears and all. I cannot sleep when somebody snores. When I used to be in sleepaway camp and the kids in my bunk would snore, I used to throw slippers at them in the middle of the night, and then they'd go, "What?" And I'd say, "What's wrong? What happened?" And they'd say, "Did you just throw something at me?" I'd say, "Are you crazy?" And then it would wake them up, and I'd like quickly try to get back to sleep before they'd start snoring again. I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, it's tough dealing with snorers. So I can't wait to hear more from Dr. Goebel on that one.
Me too. So did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, great weekend. Balloon Fiesta, of course, Saturday morning. Did you see the snow on the Sandias? It was absolutely
Snow-capped
beautiful.
mountains.
Yes, and then the balloons going up.
Gorgeous.
Got some beautiful pictures. I have some pictures coming up that I'll show you from that. And
I did balloon glow on Saturday night.
And the weather was perfect for that. You know, the weather was perfect on the weekends. It was just the part in the middle.
I know.
That Mother Nature wasn't so nice to us
Exactly. Well, you know, we have a lot of people out there. I mean, I was really pleasantly surprised being out and about. They had that disco band there on Saturday night. It was a really fun night, but they had so many people who watched New Mexico Style. And so shout out to everybody out there who watches the show and loves it. We love to hear that. It makes me so happy. So,
oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we love getting the pictures, too. We've gotten so many of them. I've had a tough time choosing which ones to show. So I'm going to try to maybe show some more through the week. I know everybody's probably balloon fiesta'd out, but the pictures are just so gorgeous. And
it was perfect.
It's hard not to look back on them and just remember the good times. It was such a fun week, and we had a great crowd.
I know, and actually for us to be out there, it was a really fun change of pace, and we really had a good time. So thanks for all your participation. In the meantime, this would have been the perfect week weather-wise, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. It's too bad we couldn't flip-flop the weeks, but at least we did get some good days in there, Balloon Fiesta. And this week, a great time to check out the fall color, because it is, if you need the reminder, it is fall, not winter, even though it's felt like it. First, I wanted to show you some pictures, though, so let's go ahead and get to your forecast and some of the pictures. And I think, I was trying to decide all week which is my favorite.
I love
that's my favorite balloon
too.
At night, glowing. I think that's just gorgeous. Carl Buzzard, of course, sent that one in. The butterfly balloon, Betty Jean butterfly there. So we got a lot of beautiful pictures. And then this is the other one I wanted to show of the balloon. It doesn't even look like it's in Albuquerque, does it?
No.
It looks like another country. But yeah, that's one of the balloons up in front of the Sandias that were, it does look more like the Alps. In front of the Sandias flying there, and of course not as cold as it looks in that picture. Things warmed up really nicely once the sun came out, and we're going to gradually see more warmer temperatures. Of course, a lot of the snow melted this weekend up in the Sandias. We picked up quite a bit of snow in the northern mountains, anywhere from 4 to 6 inches in places, and then Tesuque picked up a foot of snow, but some of that's starting to melt. A lot of sunshine around, and temperatures gradually warming, though still chilly out this morning. We're in the 20s up in Alamosa, 39 in Santa Fe, 45 in Albuquerque, and then down in the southeast starting off this morning in the upper 50s there. Highs today, 68 for Albuquerque. We'll be in the 70s to low 80s down the southeast, so a little bit below normal for this time of the year, but it is going to get better. Your 7-day forecast, not a drop of rain in the forecast. We're not talking about wind, and the temperatures are really nice, climbing into the mid to upper 70s by the end of the week. So again, fall is still here, leaves are still changing, so a great time to get out and take a look at those leaves, or maybe travel up north too.
Or pumpkin picking.
Yes, pumpkins too. Yeah,
I mean,
Halloween
I can't
right around the corner.
It's literally like 2 weeks away, Halloween. We'll be talking more and getting help some, from preparation for the big Halloween events.
And time to decorate too. So
I know.
We gotta talk about that.
Definitely. This is the week to really do it. And now that you got your weather, let's check in with KRQE News 13 morning anchor Matt Mauro for today's headlines.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning to you, Kristen and Nikki, and good morning, everyone. Here are your headlines and what's going on for this Monday morning. Well, Governor Susana Martinez has ordered flags flown at half-staff all across New Mexico today from sunrise until sundown tomorrow in honor of this young man, Sergeant Christopher Diaz. He was in the Marines and was killed during a combat mission in Afghanistan. That was back on September 27th. Diaz was raised here in Albuquerque. He graduated from La Cueva High School and was in the ROTC program there. He leaves behind 2 small children and a fiance. Sergeant Diaz was 27 years old. Well, the pain at the pump has been easing a little bit. You've probably noticed this as gas prices have been falling all across the country. Now, and get this, of all the cities recently surveyed everywhere, Albuquerque, yeah, right here in Albuquerque, has the nation's lowest average. According to the Lundberg survey, it's the one that's always used with gas prices, the average price for a gallon of unleaded gasoline here in the city is $3.07, and in fact, there are plenty of places that have it for under $3 a gallon. The survey shows that gas prices have dropped about 13 cents during the last 2 weeks and 25 cents in the last month, with the national average now at $3.42. So if you're going looking for some super cheap gas, here's a tip for you. I saw it this weekend at $2.94 a gallon. It was at the Circle K. It was over on Louisiana and Pino. And I checked online this morning and I found we haven't had prices this low since February. Should help your wallet a little bit. Well, the 40th annual Balloon Fiesta has come and gone, and it all started with a possible new world record for the number of balloons launched at one time, about 345. But you know, as the week wore on, things got a little bit tricky with the weather. The more than 300 balloons, including the stagecoach there, launched yesterday for the final mass ascension. But earlier in the week, we know that wind and rain rolled through. It canceled some of the mass ascensions, some of the competitions, and the glows. And although the official attendance numbers aren't in yet, they'll be about a week or so out, some say this seemed like a record-breaking crowd this year. And it was more than just the balloons that were in the air yesterday. You probably heard and saw this. In fact, many folks capped off their week at Balloon Fiesta by watching these jets, the Thunderbirds. They're some of the most capable and prestigious aircraft that you're going to see anywhere in the world.
It's a wonderful opportunity because it brings you from the very beginnings of flight with the balloons all the way to where we are today.
That's Colonel David Horniak. Kristen and Nikki talked with him last week out at the Balloon Fiesta. He got the help of some of the famous flyers to show Albuquerque how the Air Force fights during war. And if you're hoping to get an iPhone 4S when it's released on Friday, don't count on ordering one online anymore. According to an article in USA Today, the first round of the pre-orders for the new Apple phone sold out in the very first day it was available. That was last Friday. AT&T says it sold more than 200,000 phones in just the first 12 hours. If you're keeping track, that is the most successful iPhone launch ever. Now, you are still able to order the phone online, but you're not going to get it on Friday. You're going to have to wait maybe an extra week or two. You can also try going to the stores to see if they have any available. That's all your headlines for now. You can check me out each weekday morning from 5 to 7 on KRQE News 13 this morning. Now, ladies, are you iNerds, or have you already ordered this phone? Or are you going to try to get one?
Kristen's an iNerd, right?
No,
a little
I'm still waiting for the iPhone 5. What the heck happened? They said the iPhone 5 was next. Next thing you know is iPhone 4, like the souped up version. I'm waiting for the 5.
I'm waiting in general with all the iStuff because I feel like every single time I'm about to finally embark on the purchase, something new comes out, and I don't want to waste the money.
That trend's going to continue forever. It's always like that with technology.
Although I do like my Evo. I have the Evo, and it's a really cool phone too. So yes, Matt, we will be checking you out every morning. I love that he's like, check me out. We're checking you out already, boy. Yeah. Now we have to mention this. This is exciting news. Hollywood powerhouse and Santa Fe resident Shirley Maclaine, one of my favorite actresses of all time, has been tapped by the American Film Institute as the 40th recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
After making her film debut in Alfred Hitchcock's The Trouble with Harry in 1955, the actress later went on to win an Academy Award in 1984 as Best Actress for her performance in Terms of Endearment. It took her 5 times she finally got it. Hard to believe for such a great actress.
Oh my gosh, In Terms of Endearment was my favorite, and that's just one of Maclaine's long list of awards. To date, Maclaine has actually nabbed 6 Academy Award nominations, 6 Emmy noms, and 7 Golden Globe Awards.
And she's even managed to squeeze in the time to become an established author, most recently penning the book I'm All Over That and Other Confessions, which was published in April. So singer or actress, dancer, author.
Absolutely. And the AFI celebration will be held June 7th in Los Angeles. So congratulations to our New Mexico resident and favorite actress, Shirley Maclaine. Good for her. Now, okay, I have to ask you a question. We were talking about snoring before. Do you snore? Do you know if you snore?
I don't think I snore. I think I snore when I'm sick. I would like to think that I don't snore. I've never, like my sister, I've never had any issues. I've never hurt anybody. I've never woken myself up snoring. So, you?
No, I've been told I do not snore. However, I do talk in my sleep. Shocker!
Oh, that can be scary sometimes.
I just keep going. Oh my gosh, I can't stop. Well, we'll be having some really interesting information coming up in just a moment. But first, let's take one more look as you're heading out the door for that forecast.
Okay, yeah, highs today in the upper 60s, down into the low 40s tonight, and then we'll be in the 70s for the rest of the week. So a lot of sunshine there. And here's a breakdown of your day. If you're heading out today, of course, Columbus Day, low 50s as we head to the 9 o'clock hour. By lunchtime, upper 50s. You can see a lot of sunshine throughout the afternoon, and then getting a little warmer than yesterday. You'll be able to shed those jackets. Highs right around 68 degrees with a light breeze.